You hit that thumbnail because you're tired of DoorDash dropping off cold, soggy Panda Express orange chicken to your house.
Not up in here! Oh.
So I'm glad that you're tuning in because I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious orange chicken. So let's get right into it. I'm Dave. You're watching Dave's Taste Buds, and welcome back. I got another great episode for you today. Panda Express orange chicken is about to be put to shame because you're gonna be able to make your own at home, and I'm gonna show you how, and it's not hard to do. Don't let them trick you. Do not let them trick you into thinking that it's difficult to do because I'm gonna show you how to do it. First off, we're gonna make our sauce. Here we go. We got our pan, medium-sized pan, medium-high heat. Let's make this sauce. It's orange sauce, right? It's gonna be bright, orange, vibrant, so we're gonna start with a cup of orange juice. That goes right in. This is, it's rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you can just use regular vinegar. I happen to have some on hand from some other episodes, so rice vinegar going in. Sugar. Oh boy, seems like a lot of sugar. It's gonna give us that super, super sweet sauce. Speaking of sauce, soy sauce going in. Ginger, garlic going in. All the amounts, recipe, everything's gonna be in the description below, so don't worry. It's all gonna be there. Optional, let's crank this up. Red chili flakes, I like them. Give it a little bit of heat. So we're gonna let this heat up. And while that's heating up, we're gonna make what's called slurry, which is cornstarch and water mixed together. It's a piece of cake. Small bowl, cornstarch. Sorry if that's really loud. Water. Just gonna give it a little bit of a whisk. And that's our slurry. This is gonna thicken it up. This is opposed to like, yeah, I mean, we're not gonna thicken this sauce up with a roux, which is equal parts fat, usually butter and flour. Cornstarch. Cornstarch is the key for this. It's also gonna be the cornstarch. Cornstarch is also gonna be the key down the road when we coat our chicken. That's what gives it that really crisp, super crisp chicken. So that's good. How's this going? Come on, sauce.
5 minutes later.
While we're waiting for this sauce to simmer, which we are so close, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like it, and yeah, definitely leave a comment. I love hearing from people. So shout out. So as you can see, we got our sauce simmering. We're gonna take our slurry, make sure it's nice and mixed up. We're just gonna slowly add that in. And that's gonna give us that rich, silky, smooth texture that we're looking for. Oh, I can smell the soy sauce and the orange juice together. Give that a chance to simmer. Give that a chance to thicken a little bit. This is obviously gonna thicken up as it simmers, so I don't wanna just dump the whole thing in. Just wanna test it, make sure. Yeah, I think we're there. Turn down the heat a little bit. Yeah, just gonna give it a little bit more. We want that nice and sweet, sticky. It's looking good. And to that, I just like to add a little bit of orange zest. We're gonna really kick up those flavors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just bought this microplaner the other day, and it is, yeah, looking good. We could zest this whole orange, but I mean, I don't want to do the whole thing. I'll get the best of the best over here. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks like a real nice consistency. Oh, it's gonna kind of be hard to do with a dark spoon. Yeah. Consistency's there. Oh, the flavor's definitely there. Orange, soy sauce, the garlic, the ginger, all the flavors are coming out. Silky smooth. Perfect. So all we need to do now with the sauce is we're just gonna pull it off the heat. We're gonna set it aside so we can just move on to we're gonna put our cornstarch and flour mixture on our chicken, and then we're just gonna fry it up so nice, get it together. So sit tight while I set up this breading station, all right? Thanks. Okay, so let's get down to breading our chicken. It's not your typical breading station. I mean, it's got your chicken. We're gonna have a few eggs all whisked up. This is equal parts all-purpose flour and cornstarch. Like I said, the cornstarch is gonna be the key. The cornstarch is gonna be what gives it that super crispness. So flour, cornstarch, good bit of salt on there. Season that up nice. We're just gonna kind of whisk it, move it around. Then we're just going to take our chicken. This is where things get a little bit messy. Into our egg. And then into our, into our flour and cornstarch. Keep that going, put them close together so we don't make that big of a mess. Get them coated. And just kind of toss those around. We don't want them to sit in there too long. We're just going to tap off any excess. And that's essentially what you're looking for. Bite-sized chunks of chicken coated with flour and cornstarch. We'll do one more. Give you another demo. Chicken into the egg. Chicken into the flour and cornstarch. Toss. Always try to keep it one hand relatively dry. They always say to use a wet hand and a dry hand. It never works out that way unless you're some kind of magician. There you go. Just give them a toss, move it around. Then we're just going to get all this chicken coated. And at the same time, on my range, I actually have some of the, it's a mixture of veg oil and peanut oil. It's what I'm going to fry these in. Just kind of my personal choice for this recipe. So I got that heating up over there. I'm going to finish getting these coated, and then, yeah, we're going to fry these up. So sit tight for 1 second. Okay, so we got our chicken coated in our flour and cornstarch mix. We got our oil heated up to a perfect 350 degrees. And we're going to want to take our chicken and we're going to want to slowly drop them in here. We don't want to crowd our pan because we don't want them sticking together. We also don't want to drop the heat and the temperature on the oil. We want to keep it as close to 350 as we can get. We're just going to give these things a quick little fry. Oh, you gotta love that sizzle. You gotta love that sizzle. Can you hear that? Little ASMR, is that what it is? Here we go. We're also going to want to, once they sit in there for 30 seconds or so, they start to get that flash crisp on the outside. Then you can just slowly start to move them around because you don't want them to stick together. You don't want them to stick to the bottom of the pan. We just want to move them around. Nice. You're gonna wanna cook them to 165 degrees as an internal temperature. It should probably take about 5-6 minutes with chicken breasts this size. Chicken thighs, they'll usually cook a little bit quicker. They'll obviously cook a little bit quicker if the sizes are smaller. I like a nice bite-sized bite because I don't want to be like, if I'm going to sit down with this, I don't want to mess around with, you know, a knife and fork or anything like that. But it also kind of takes away, I mean, the bigger the chunk, the easier it is to get it to stay juicy, especially with your chicken thighs. But I like this size. And then I got a baking sheet next to me wrapped in aluminum foil, and I got a rack on top of that. You can put it on, I mean, you could use paper towels if you want, or a regular towel, but I feel like that kind of just grabs the moisture, might take away from some of the crunchiness, the crispness on the outside. So I like to use the wire rack on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get the rest of these cooked off, and I'll show you the final product, let you know exactly what they look like when they come out when I come back. So yeah, just hold tight for 1 second. Okay, so we have our chicken fried off perfectly. This, see this? Can you hear that? Crispy. We've got our sauce. Brought nice back up to temp. Oh man, I can taste it already. We're just gonna take our chicken. Boom. I'm gonna drop it right back in the sauce. Give this a quick toss. Oh, look at that. Be relatively gentle with it because you don't want to smash it all up. So I'm going to take this. Just going to put it right on top of our rice. I cooked this rice off just a couple minutes ago. Rice is so easy to make. Stop buying those little pouches of rice or rice in a little bag. You take equal parts of water and rice. You put the water in the pan. You get the pan of water to a boil. As soon as it starts to boil, you take it off the heat. You pour in the exact same amount of rice into that water, give it a quick stir, cover it for 5 minutes. That's it. There's no more to do. You could also get yourself a rice cooker, which is also nice. Back to the chicken. Enough about rice. Look at that. Let me just put a couple more pieces on here before I get all this out of the way. Oh, and the sauce. Oh. Let's just gently push this out of the way. That is heavy. Kind of get our chicken out of the way. I like to do a little sesame seed on top. I like to do a little sliced up scallions for good measure. Yeah. And then finally, I like to take the rest of that orange. I like to just give it a quick little zest. Oh my God. Oh, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. You see that? And make sure you get a nice good shot of that. Now, my favorite part, we're gonna taste it. We're gonna get some rice, we're gonna get some chicken. Oh, it smells so, you can almost smell the orange, the citrus, and the sweetness together with the savoriness and, you know, the flavor of the soy sauce, the garlic, the ginger. Oh. Wow, that is delicious. And it's actually got a little bit of a kick to it from the crushed red peppers. You can add those if you want. You can even take a serrano pepper, slice it up, put it in there. You could take a Thai chili pepper if you really wanted to kick the heat up, you could do that. But I wanted to keep it fairly basic with the sweet and the savory and the sticky and the chicken is cooked perfectly. It's still crispy and crunchy, even though it's got our sticky sauce all over it. So do yourself a favor, try this recipe. And if you like that, I got an episode up here that's great. I got a whole bunch of episodes down here. I got a subscribe button down there, so I would really appreciate it. If you checked out my other videos, you certainly subscribed, certainly like, and when you're done doing all that, go cook something.